right, do a sound check for me to 10, please. Just count to 10. Normal voice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's never easy to say goodbye. Especially to someone you've known a long time and come to trust. Someone who was always there in good times and bad.
Where are we at, Mom?
I don't know.
Someone you took for granted, believed somehow would always be there. The person in the whole world you loved the most. Unconditionally, as she unconditionally loved you. This is the story of Doris Heath. A daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and our friend. Today we celebrate her remarkable life. And now, Doris Heath. In her own words.
I was born August 13th, 1935, in Van Wert, Ohio. Hooray.
So, what are your earliest memories of Van Wert, Ohio?
Oh, golly. It was a nice place. We had sidewalks that I could ride my bike. I had friends that lived close. Nothing exciting. The normal small-town childhood, I guess.
1940s, as you're growing up, there's no computer, there's no color television, there's no
television, period.
So what do you do?
You read, you listen to the radio. I guess we did more outside things.
What was your interest?
Reading, I guess. Playing with friends. That's basically it.
Talk about your mom and dad.
Very good parents. Pretty much got whatever I wanted. I was probably very spoiled. They were very kind. Just wonderful parents. My mother was very happy I was a girl. I think we had a very close relationship. We did shopping and all the things that mother and daughters do. My dad kind of wondered sometimes what to do with me, but I think it was very normal.
Following a brother. How many years older?
8 years. Well, nearly 8 years.
Do you even remember him in the house?
No, I don't. We were never in school at the same time because he was so far ahead of me.
Did you ever talk to your mom and dad about why there was such a delay between him and you?
I don't think I was really supposed to be. I think I was an accident. So I don't think they really planned on more than one child. So.
Was that ever discussed? I mean, did you ever talk to?
Not really, no. But I knew that Mother had told me but she was so thankful that I was a girl.
Did you grow closer to them as you got older?
Yes.
So talk to me about what your dad did.
Well, my dad was injured in the First World War, so he was limited on what he could do. He could only make so much money or he would lose his pension. So he had a deal with the hospital. He was mostly started out as maintenance and then ended up as head of the, taking care of the boilers and the elevator and all that sort of thing. And that's pretty much what he did all of his life.
We'll show a portion of my conversation with him in this very room from a long time ago where he touches on his military service. What did you know about it and what did you dare ask?
He never talked about it. He really didn't like talking about it. And he had post-traumatic stress, which back then they called nervous breakdowns. And I can remember the doctor coming to the house and sitting with him all night. And I'd sometimes sit on the steps because I didn't know what was going on. And he would lay on the sofa downstairs. And so several times I remember that happening. And then he kind of it happened less and less as he got older. And then as he got older, he began to talk about it. And it was awful. So.
How did your mom help during that time period? What was their relationship and dynamic like?
She was very understanding, and she knew what she was getting into when they got married. She knew his problems with that, and she accepted it, and I think did a really good job.
He had already returned when they met and got married?
Yes, they met in Chicago. My mother was from Chicago, and they met, I guess, at some kind of a military function that they went to that she helped out with, and they met that way.
They had a long run.
Yes, they did.
You mention all the time about the wrong side of the tracks. Was that a real thing, or was that just sort of a traumatic thing for...
That was a real thing. Our town was divided. There were a lot of very wealthy people. And so you were judged on where you lived, what kind of clothes you wore, who you associated with, and that sort of thing. So grade school was wonderful. High school was tough. So I had to decide what I could do to get rid of that. So I decided, well, I'll be a majorette. First I was going to be a cheerleader. I didn't make it. So then I decided I'd be a majorette. And Aunt Sue happened to be giving me baton lessons. And that was all her fault that I met your dad. So she gave me baton lessons if I'd have a date with her brothers. And then I decided, well, if I was going to be a majorette, I didn't know that you had to play a band instrument. And I thought, how I couldn't play anything, not even the piano. So the band director took me down in the boiler room with a bassoon. And he said, if you can make a noise out of this bassoon, I'll teach you how to play it. So I practiced and practiced, just trying to get a sound out of that. And I finally did.
At what point do you meet Dad in your high school career?
When I was 15.
So about this time?
Probably, because I don't think I ever went to a dance with anyone but him.
Junior, senior prom?
Yes. And so we started to date, and I realized it wasn't so bad after all. And it just grew and grew. And
let's touch on the dirt here.
Okay.
So this pregnancy, does it happen your senior year?
Senior year.
In high school, you find out
Yeah.
Mick is on the way.
Yes, I did. And I continued, finished high school. I think I found out in January and decided that I would finish.
Parents?
No, disappointed, I'm sure, but not a problem.
So you found out, and marriage, that was...
Immediate. Yep.
Looking back,
We had planned on being married anyway, so for us it was no big deal. We just were married sooner than we had planned. And for him going to college, it was made a little more of a problem. But I lived between, my mother and dad lived across the street from Grandma and Grandpa, so all I did was go from one house to the other. During the week I lived with my mom and dad, and when your dad came home from school on the weekends, I lived with his mom and dad. So it worked out.
you're just a kid yourself. Pretty big responsibility.
Yep. But I was lucky. I had both parents. They're right there. So.
And supportive.
And very supportive. Never a problem. I couldn't have asked for in-laws that were any better.
So let's go back, because I find that interesting. You and Dad, even at a young age, had fallen in love. You had gone to the prom together. You were already together. So this news wasn't necessarily like, oh my God, I don't like this guy, or whatever. I mean, you were already kind of locked in with
Right,
each
we
other.
already knew that we were planning on being married in the spring. But it happened sooner, and this is the way it was.
I could have gone into dental hygiene, and if we'd had more time to plan a family, maybe I would have done this and this and this.
I never really gave that a no. It's the way it happened, and that was good. It all worked out.
Yes, it all worked out. Quite a family was born. Tonight we celebrate the life of Doris Heath and Roll Heath, and all of the amazing times they helped create in this old house. We toast to their lives well lived, and the family here that they created, that will go on. Roll and Doris are out of our sight now, but they will never be out of our hearts. Doris picked this poem by Henry Scott Holland to end our evening together. Death is nothing at all. It does not count. I have only slipped away into the next room. Nothing has happened. Everything remains exactly as it was. I am I and you are you. And the old life that we lived so fondly together is untouched, unchanged. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by the old familiar name. Speak of me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes that we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without an effort, without the ghost of a shadow upon it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolute and unbroken continuity. What is this death but a negligible accident? Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval, somewhere very near, just round the corner. All is well.